Well, hello everybody. It is a glorious and grey Wednesday morning, which is a shame because it was lovely and sunny yesterday. Anyway, I'd like to show you a few things that I have for Melvin slash have done slash have had other people done slash I'm going to do. You get the idea. The first of these is that I finally have that switch plumbed in. So, or wired in more correctly. So that looks completely factory. It's a air conditioning switch from a Japanese Metro, and this is to control the radiator fan. So if I switch to accessory, oh my word, the cooling fan comes on, and I don't know whether you can see, there is a little green light in there, which is a little bit strange because the other switches all light up orange. That's a weird thing, but there you go. Yeah, I don't know whether you could hear the cooling fan actually being on then, but if I bring you around, I'll be able to show you what has been done. I haven't done this because I have no electrical knowledge whatsoever, and I thought, oh, well, let someone else do it, which is a bit lazy, but oh well, ignore the enormous oil leak. If I get my microphone wire out the way, that is the switch down there for the fan, and you see it's just been piggybacked off to have a couple of extra wires which all feed up underneath the washer bottle into whatever they're called, I've forgotten now. Anyway, into the car, and then it will make the cooling fan come on. So it's a very, very clean install. I wanted it to look as clean as possible, although those connections are blue, but oh well. But if I come in, go back to accessory, because I turned it off for some reason, and then turn it on. Ta-da! Cooling fan. So there we go. It'll go off with accessory. So some people would say that's a little bit of a bodge, and yeah, I get that, to be fair. But there is no issue here. It's not something I'm fixing. The radiator fan, I think, is working. I'm not 100% sure, but Metro radiator fans don't come on all that often. They only come on when the car gets really quite warm. So you know, they only come on a really hot day, or if you leave the car idling forever. So yeah, it's just nice to have. It's just peace of mind. I'm the kind of person that monitors this kind of stuff anyway, so it's nice for me to be able to have manual control so that I know. And also it makes it more efficient as well. If I am driving down the road and then I'm going to be sat in traffic for more than a couple of minutes, I'll just put the radiator fan on. It'll keep the temperature exactly as it should be, rather than letting the temperature go up a few degrees or whatever it would do, and then it coming on its own. I'll just put it on myself. I quite like having control. I like the idea of having manual control over it anyway. Not because I don't trust it, but because I think my mind is better than the car's mind. So there you go. That's the least interesting thing. Now we have something a little bit more interesting. Now for the exciting part, and if you follow me on Instagram, you may recognise this. If you don't follow me on Instagram, this is a steal from a Metro GTA. So it is a factory Rover wheel manufactured by Dunlop, because they made the wheels for Rover at the time. Now from this angle, it looks absolutely identical to the wheels that are currently on Melvin. It is exactly the same pattern. It is 13 inches. The only difference is that this one's painted in black, Melvin's are painted in silver. That's it. However, from this angle, they start to look a little bit different. That's because these wheels are 5.5J and are meant to take 185 section tyres, whereas the factory wheels on Melvin are 4.5J and are meant to take 155 section tyres. So this is a standard Metro wheel that's a bit wider. And judging by a few of the comments on my Instagram and Facebook, not a lot of people know that these wheels exist. Well, to be fair, why would you if you don't own a Metro? These are not banded, these are not modified in any way. These are completely factory Rover wheels with the original factory finish on them as well, and you can tell that it's factory just by the quality of it and by some of the marks in it. So, Metro GTAs still had steel wheels, Metro GTIs had alloys, so these would have had a hubcap over them, hence why they're painted black, and Metro GTAs obviously had the wider tyre. 185 section tyres, which is what these should have taken from factory, are basically, well, 185/55 R13s, which is what I think these are meant to take, basically don't exist anymore. So very few of these wheels have the correct size tyre on them. They all now have slightly different sizes. These particular ones are Yokohama A539s, which apparently are a nice performance-y-ish tyre. They're still a normal road tyre, but they have a little bit more aggressive pattern in them. And they are 175/50 R13s. So from the side here, this is slightly smaller, and the sidewall is also slightly smaller. This is the 50, that's the 175 if you don't know about tyres. And then the 13 is obviously the size of the wheel, which is the same. So, these are not the right size tyres, but no wheel has the right size tyres on them anymore, or at least very few do. So yes, these are slightly smaller profile than they would be, but it's one of those things I'm going to have to live with, because these were the tyres put on them, and they are brand new, and judging by the price that I paid for these tyres, I basically bought the tyres and just got a free set of wheels, which is lovely. So, these are not going on Melvin straight away, because I have some brand new tyres. Well, not brand new, I put some new tyres on Melvin in November, and those tyres are still, obviously, have no wear at all, pretty much. So I'll be wearing those tyres down a little bit, and then I'll be respraying these, and then these will be going on the car. So, not yet, but soon. So the biggest thing now is that I need to get these sprayed. Now I was thinking maybe about getting them powder coated, doing it properly, or I could just spray them in the garage on my own. But spraying them in the garage on my own would be a lot cheaper, and it would mean more content. So I think I'll be doing that. If any Metro buffs in the comment section know what colour those wheels on Melvin are, and can give me any recommendations for good paints or good colours for these new wheels, then put it in the comments or message me or whatever, because I have no idea whatsoever. The other thing about fitting the slightly wider wheels is that Metro GTAs and GTIs use different ball joints. I can't quite exactly remember why, but people who know suspension and know wheels and stuff will probably know. But all the people that I've talked to and the people that I really trust say that it doesn't really make a difference. So I'm not going to be putting different ball joints on Melvin just for the sake of these wheels. The wheels will be going on anyway, and if the ball joints at any point need doing, it'll have GTA ball joints put on. So yeah, these are factory parts. They're just from a higher spec Metro. They look awesome, and they are quite a bit wide. As much as 175 section tyres are not very wide at all, they're wider than Melvin currently has, and so I will post a picture of the width difference between the standard wheels and this one now. They're quite a bit chunkier, aren't they? Nice. Anyway, I've also put these wheels on Melvin just to check for, basically to see how they look and see how much wider he sits and all that kind of stuff. Also sits a tiny bit lower because of the different sidewall. Sorry, well no, the wheels are ever so slightly smaller because of the different sidewall. But I have that picture, and I will put that up now. This is the picture that I put on my Instagram, and doesn't he look awesome, apart from the black wheels? A few people didn't like this, and that's fair enough, because with the black wheels he looks a little bit odd. I certainly like the silver, and I like my hubcaps, and those hubcaps and the silver wheels will be coming back, just with the wider tyres. So, there you go. I'll shut up now. That's all I really have to say, so this is a pretty short video. But thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and maybe subscribe to TwinCam as well. It really does make a massive difference. And I'll have more videos coming along soon.